Hey, thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Come on in. Just bear with me here. I'm supposed to be on Clubhouse also. Um, and I just realized that the phone I was going to use was dead. So I'm just giving it some time to charge. And it looks like it's getting ready to come on for us. Inshallah. Come on in. Lee, thank you so much for joining. Feel free to share. Faiz, thank Faiza. Thank you so much for joining. Ahlan. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. Come on in. I see more and more joining. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Just trying to, there we go. Now I can go over here in TikTok. Listening, I'm saying TikTok. Looking at you all coming in. What's going on with my phone here? Okay, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I know they're like, because I'm usually on time. What is going on with Radia today? I'm coming, you guys. Oops. Okay, here we go. Just bear with me here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Let's go back to TikTok. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, let's see here. I will be all set in just a moment. Bismillah. If it starts, it's giving me a hard time. Hopefully it'll work. Let me make sure the volume is good. Oh wow, what's going on with it? Why is it acting like this? Let's try this again. I apologize. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Come on in. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I don't know what happened there. There we go. I'm back. Okay, let me put my little message here like I usually do. And we will get ready to start. Okay, alhamdulillah. All right, I see Shahada is here. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining. Let me add you. Welcome. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Okay, Brother Tariq. Ahlan, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, let's get started. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, assalam rasulullah. For those of you that don't know, my name is Radia. So Sister Shahada, I'm doing double duty, just so you're aware. So I'm on multiple streams. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Okay. So, but Clubhouse is the only platform where I allow people to speak. So, if at any time you have any questions, you are more than welcome to come to the stage and join me. You'll just need to raise your hand and I will bring you up, inshallah. Okay, so we don't have long. I got a back-to-back lives to do in different accounts here on TikTok, as well as I'll be on one or two of them. I'll be on Instagram as well. So thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Come on in. If you are not following me, I have to give that shout out first. If you are not following me, thank you so much for the follow. I would appreciate it. Inshallah, I am trying to grow my TikTok account to 10K. Inshallah. Thank you so much again. More and more followers. Thank you so much. I love it. And I see the hearts. That means, just for those of you that don't know, when you share the hearts, that is part of the algorithm that TikTok has set up. And once you double tap the screen, or you can tap it more than that, that then puts out the algorithm to TikTok, to people that you're following, to people that are on TikTok looking for a good conversation, that there is a live room. And, when they scroll, inshallah, they will see us as well. So we talked about travel hacks previously, and I didn't get to go over the material that I wanted to share with you all. So I said, let me do a part 2. Okay. So let us begin without further ado here. Just bear with me. Got to get my notes. I didn't have enough time last time to have my notes together. So I've got them together, and here we go. So if at any time, with any of these that I go over, if they're anything new to you, you want to make sure you're writing it down, or you can catch the lives later. They will be kept on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and here inside of Clubhouse as well, inshallah. So, and then if I've missed any, I'm going to ask for you all to, help add to the list, inshallah. All right. So, as it relates to packing, one travel hack is roll, don't fold. If you have 50 pounds, I don't know what that is in kilograms, but if you have 50 pounds that's all that you can carry on your suitcase. Now, mind you, these suitcases themselves weigh anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds themselves, empty, right? So we find that by rolling, that you have much more space inside your suitcase, to pack, compact your suitcase. And another thing that you can do, and I didn't have enough time to share it, but you all can click the link inside of my TikTok shop. You can get those baggies, vacuum packed bags, and the ones that are in my TikTok shop. Just so you're aware, and I will add them to my Amazon store, inshallah. But they have their own vacuum that you use on each of them. So, if you intend to stay anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, it would be a great idea to get those vacuum bags. And, because what they're going to do is it's going to be, never mind what's in here, but it's going to make it like a sandwich bag, right? It's going to make it compact. And then you will take that same vacuum pack and release the air, open it so that everything can be taken out. And hopefully what you're going to do, you're not going to just, put all your clothes in there just all willy-nilly. No, you're going to fold them or roll them, however you're going to get them in there, so that you can get as much in the bags as possible, so that you can have, everything you need, right? Inshallah. And so that way you have room for knickknacks and souvenirs and other things, and, any of your liquids, or, what have you. Those of you wearing the makeup, and, you gotta, you gotta pack all of that. There's a place for it by packing in that way. So what we discovered is rolling the clothes instead of folding saves space, as well as minimizing wrinkles, believe it or not. Okay. So the next one, use Google Maps offline. Learn how to use Google Maps offline, right? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for joining. Before your trip, download the maps for the area so you can navigate it without the use of Wi-Fi or data. I want to ask those of you who are well traveled, where are some of your favorite, or what is some of your favorite travel apps, if any of you all use them? So go ahead and type that in the chat, so that that information is made available to others for future reference, inshallah. Okay. I don't necessarily care for these, but for those of you that are into this, and especially if you're not going to use the vacuum pack uh, bags, you want to pack a dryer sheet in your luggage to keep the suitcase smelling fresh, and by tucking in a dryer sheet. Okay. And so, yeah. So, British Airways has some programs whereby you can make payments. Yes. Yeah. Just FYI, for those of you that don't know, I am a travel business owner, AKA also known as a travel agent, an independent travel agent. So, yes. And, for those of you that are not following me, especially on YouTube, I have some tips on there that you might want to check out. So, and the name on there is Radia Hutchin. So, and all of that is in my link tree, for those of you that, bother, care to look at my link tree. Nice. Her, your race of Kenya. I want to go back home. I don't know offhand. I'd have to look into that. And of course, you got to give me some dates and things of this nature. So you can hit me up, inshallah. If you all, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for following. I was just going to say that if you all are not following me, please do. I am trying to grow this account to 10K, inshallah, bismillah. Let's move on. So, some of you may not agree with this or like it, especially, those of us who wear a couple of layers of clothes as it is. But we're telling you to wear your bulkiest clothes to save luggage space and avoid overpacking fees by wearing your heaviest clothes, jackets, boots, etc., on the plane. Okay, so whatever the heavier items are that you would normally or desire to pack, we're saying put those on instead. Okay, and so that way it'll give you more space and room for the other things that aren't as heavy. Okay. Your documents. We want you to keep a digital copy of all of your important documents. Store scanned copies of your passport, ID, and travel insurance on your phone or in the cloud for easy access if needed. Okay. Another one. Use incognito mode for booking your flights. For those of you that don't want to use someone like myself as a travel business owner or agent. Yeah. So when you're searching for the flights, use incognito mode to avoid price hikes from repeated searches. Okay. And here's a shoe packing hack. Okay. Thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, by the way, for those of you that don't know the rules of engagement, especially when the person goes live, you double tap that screen, which would alert everybody on TikTok that there is a live conversation going on here. That once they come into the app, they'll see the live, and maybe they might be inclined to join us, especially if they love to travel, inshallah. And if you aren't following me, I would love to follow, as I am trying to grow this account to 10K, inshallah. I do see others have joined. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you so much for the follows and following the live and liking it. Alhamdulillah. Another way you could share, for those of you that opt not to do the tapping on the screen, you can use the arrow and share it the normal way. Just share it to someone, to your besties, inshallah. Let's see. Okay, the shoe packing hack. Use shoes as storage spaces for small items like your socks, your chargers, or accessories, right? How many of you all have done that before? I do. I saw that question. Butterfly. I do have other accounts. I have 5 accounts on TikTok actually. And for those of you that might be inclined to using Instagram, I have about as many on there as well. I think it's 5. Why so many? So this is, I'm OCD about this because I have so many interests. Some are related, some are not related. And so I want to keep everything separate so you're not confused. You sound so familiar. I believe I follow your account flow. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. So yeah. So this one is all about the businesses that I'm a part of and any trainings or things of that nature. This is why we're on this account, because we're talking about one of my businesses, which is travel. Okay. So I have several businesses. Alhamdulillah, Allahumma barik. Okay. So anybody ever tried the shoe hack? Putting your small items in there, your chargers, your accessories, whatever those might be. No? Okay. Moving on. Pack a power strip. I don't know if you all thought to do that, but pack a power strip. If you have multiple devices to charge, a compact power strip can save the day in airports or hotel rooms. So I'm going to spend a minute on this. So yeah, you want your own a power strip. Why? Because we're finding out that people's information it's getting hacked in the airports by plugging into their USB things to charge your phone. It's being hacked. I heard that a couple of months. Well, it's more than a month, maybe 3-4 months, 4 or 5 months ago. And so, yeah, so you definitely would want to, have your own power strip that you're plugging into the wall, and, and of course that power strip having where it would have a USB so that you could charge your phone if you want to do it that way, or of course the traditional plug also. If you're traveling internationally, I'm veering off for a second. You want to have converters. If you're staying a long time, you want to have a transformer. And it would be better, in my opinion, for those of you that don't know, in addition to being an independent travel agent or travel business owner, we, my family and I were world travelers, having lived in 4 countries. Alhamdulillah, Allahumma barik. So I'm saying that from a place of privilege when I tell you that you definitely want a transformer, and if you are considering bringing some of your own devices or appliances or whatever the case may be, you definitely want a converter. Transformer and converters you definitely want, and you want to buy it from your home country for a couple of reasons. The reason you want to buy it from your home country is, whatever the guarantee is, warranty, all of that, and the expense. What I have found with regards to that, they had the American brands, and, they had the transformer, with all our plugs and things of that nature. However, I made the mistake of buying it, there versus buying mine from the States. And I didn't have a good experience. That was some time ago, so things might be different now. What I had to do is, many of us, who are well-traveled, when we leave a country or about to leave, we try to sell everything if we're not taking it back with us or to the new country in which we're going to. And so a neighbor of mine, she was selling her transformer, and I bought hers because she had, as far as I know, she bought it from the States. Either I want to believe that's what they did, because they brought, let me think, I know they had the washer and dryer, and they might have even had a refrigerator or a deep freezer, one of them. They had quite a few of their American Appliances, and they wanted to make sure that it worked, so they went on ahead and got their own transformer rather than buying it locally, I believe. So there's that. Okay, and using our scarves, our hijabs, our kimars, right? Perhaps you want to use it as a multi-purpose, not just for what you wear, but it can, if it's big enough, it can serve as a blanket, like a light blanket, if you need to rest while you're in the airport, if you're not going to spend some money and or time going to those pods and resting in one of those. Okay. Okay. So it could also, for those of you, my mother, wherever she travels, she brings her favorite pillow, right? So if you are one of those that you have a favorite pillow, then it would behoove you to either bring your own pillow slips and or to use a scarf to wrap it, or even an emergency towel. Many of us, who know about the towels, um, that would be another thing that my mother would bring. She would bring her own towels and her own pillow, because she didn't know the quality, so she wanted to make sure she had what she felt she needed, so she would bring it when she would travel. Okay. So I want to ask, for those of you who are well traveled, what is your most versatile travel accessory that you've used? Like I said, I just talked about the pillows, towels. What about any of you all? Do you have any that you would like to share? Feel free. I don't see any commentary here on Clubhouse or Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. So, no one here. No one here on TikTok. No problem. We will move on. When you all don't have anything to say, I just keep moving on. I see others have joined us. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome, Len. Okay. So another thing that you might want to do, thank you so much for the hearts, is to pre-order your meal on your flight, if at all possible. If you're planning, like you're your own travel agent, you want to look into, having your meal pre-ordered, inshallah. And the reason is sometimes there's more choices when you do it prior to the day of your flight. What about anybody, hear this with us? Have you all pre-ordered your meals? Did you find what I'm saying to be true? Let us know. Okay. So this one came up as a suggestion, and maybe some of you all would think, I'm just going to talk about it. I don't think this would do any, I don't think it will do make any difference, honestly. So one of the suggestions that I had received was to mark your luggage as fragile. I have a tip on that. I have a video on YouTube about that. I honestly don't suggest that. I really don't. But I'll let those of you who are not following me on YouTube find me on YouTube and look at that video, and you'll understand why. I'm not even going to go into that. I'll give you some homework. For those of you who like the soap bars, to prevent zippers from sticking, rub a bit of your bar soap on stubborn zippers, and they can help them slide more smoothly, inshallah. Okay, I'm going to go into this one, and then I've got one more.
Packing Cube. I don't know if any of you all are familiar with those, but you can use packing cubes to organize your clothes and fit more into your suitcase. Um, are any of you all familiar with packing cubes? Like I said, for those of you that joined late, I mentioned the like sandwich bags. So mine was in here. These are my date stones. But the vacuum packed. Thank you so much for the follow. The vacuum packed bags that is in my TikTok shop. Um, I believe I put the TikTok shop link inside of this link tree. If I didn't, you all can go over to my account that's called Pad Specialist, and it is definitely there. You look for it says showcase. It doesn't say shop, but showcase. Okay. So, and I was saying that with each of them that you get, depending, I think uh, I've got it to where you could get one, or you can get double or triple or multiple. It goes up in numbers. And for each one that you buy that's in a pack, it has its own vacuum, I should say. And so you're able to get more into your suitcase if you invest in those. So that is definitely something that, if you're a world traveler, or even, if you're in the States and you travel a lot within the States, or, for those of you in other countries, if you travel a lot, in other countries, within your country, um, you know, that would be something that you might want to get, inshallah. Um, let's see. Um, Again, this is for those of you who opt to be your own travel agent. Booking one-way tickets separately. By doing this, um, sometimes, not always, sometimes, if you're doing it with different airlines, it can be cheaper than booking a round trip ticket with them. So, anyone else with any tips, travel hacks that you would like to share? Feel free. Let your fingers do the talking, um, do the walking. Well, obviously, you can't do any talking here on TikTok. And usually, when I have these rooms, like I said, for those of you that missed it, I usually have those that are on Clubhouse to be the audible voices. But I did have someone as a guest, and I don't know, they're not very familiar with me, and maybe they had something else going on, so they're no longer there. So if any of you all very respectfully would like to come on live and share any travel hacks that you would like us to know, that might be of help, feel free to request to come on live, and I will honor that. Um, ooh, there's something we're gonna try from time to time, especially if there's no one inside of Clubhouse. Yeah, I pray Allah. My timings on Clubhouse have had to be changed due to some constraints going on in my life. Qadar Allah ma shafa'al. May Allah rectify our affairs, continue to keep my family and I guided and firmly upon steadfastness. I mean, so that I can go back to my original times of my rooms, inshallah. So, barakallahu feek. Alhamdulillah. Um, so anyone that would like to request it just is, okay. I misread. I thought somebody had requests. Don't travel causes me a lot of anxiety. Oh, so you've never traveled anywhere because of your anxiety, or you tested it out? You traveled and found that you have anxiety. And if you've already traveled, where have you traveled to? Where did you go that caused your anxiety? I'm curious. I could get that, if you are traveling to a country you've never been before, and maybe you've gone through some culture shock, maybe. I could see that. I hope you're typing. We're waiting for the response. You have traveled. Mexico was rough. Okay. Okay. You have yet to go to Mexico. Inshallah. I pray to be able to go. That is on the bucket list, but I have others higher up than Mexico. So now, real briefly, I want to tell you more about, for those of you who may not have thought about um, being an independent travel agent or a travel business owner, as we like to prefer the lingo to be. Why? Because it is a business. When you hear the word travel agent, you immediately think this person is working for someone else, right? And so we're saying we're independent travel agents because, we, many of us, we have, it's not a hustle. It's not something that we're doing on the side. This is an actual business that we're actually have created an LLC and things of this nature so that we can get tax advantages. And so I wanted to briefly remind, especially the Muslims, the importance of travel. The importance of travel is from the Quran. One of the ayahs that, immediately come to me is that a person may feel like they cannot practice their Islam with where they're located and may try to use that as an excuse when they stand before Allah. And Allah will say, "Did you not find my earth spacious?" Meaning you could have left, or speaking of the present, you could go somewhere else. What's stopping you from, looking into going somewhere else? Another thing, from our way of life, we're supposed to make Hajj at least once in our lifetime, right? And so how can you do that if you don't travel? Okay, that is wajib, that is fard. You have to, I will say whether you want to. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to. So, even if we can't afford it, we still have to have the intention, that, to fulfill this obligation, this pillar, right? Another that I'm thinking of that comes to me is we are to live in this world as travelers, meaning we are on borrowed time. From Allah we came and unto him we return. All of us will taste death. In fact, we all do when we sleep. Sleep is the sister to death. And it is only through Allah's mercy that we're either brought back to life or he takes us. Okay. And so we're to live in this world, in this life as a traveler. Everyone that Allah, gives us, everyone that Allah gives us, like our children, our spouses, it's an amana, it's a trust from him. And, we never know who's going to go first, the child or the parent, the husband or the wife, right? So just on borrowed time, we're traveling. Okay. We're on a journey, right? So with that being said, let's go back to my why of why I am doing this. I have no time for ignorance. I have no time for ignorance. I don't even bother acknowledging you. I just block you. Okay. So, anywho, moving on, keeping with the topic. So, the reason that I even got involved in this opportunity is because, as I mentioned, for those of you that missed it, my family and I, we are world travelers, having lived in 4 countries, alhamdulillah, Allahumma barik. And so I wanted to also position myself and my family to be able to get the lowest pricing, and possibly make commissions from the travel that we do. And this is the only way in which that can happen. Another incentive as to why is, to assist others with, their travel needs, especially in making Umrah, right? Hajj is on lock. Saudi's not going to let, those of us who are travel agents to, finance that in any way. It all has to go through Saudi. That's part of the bulk of the money that they make. That's how they make their billions and trillions of dollars, to sustain Mecca and Medina, inshallah. So we're not going to get any part of that. And so the other reason for my getting involved in this particular opportunity is because how many of us as sisters, especially, it happens among brothers as well. Maybe the brother he becomes hospitalized. He is such a great provider that, his wife and his children have nothing to worry about. He takes care of everything, right? But then something happens. Either he becomes ill, or he has an accident, or he dies, right? And, because the sister relies so much on her husband, she doesn't know how to function without him. He took care of all the bills, right? He made all the money, and so we find many sisters, in need of maybe, if in the case the husband was hospitalized, these bills pile up, right? And so there has to be a way to be able to pay them. And so unfortunately, things aren't set up the way in which it was during the time of the Prophet and the Sahaba and Sahabiyat radiallahu ajma'in, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, right? In that the zakat took care of everything and everyone, okay? And so this opportunity, though the founder and CEO is not Muslim, may Allah guide him, Amin, he designed the company as far as ranks, that if you reach the ranking of director, which means you have helped 100 people to save on their travel, to make commissions on their travel, then you are able to, seeing as though we as Muslims we're supposed to have will and testament, you are able to will this, to your beneficiary. Okay. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay. There are many sisters. One sister was interested. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by that. A sister interested in travel or becoming a travel agent, travel business owner. I'm not sure what you mean. Or that you're saying you were interested in her. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, so how many times have we seen this, where we've had to raise launch goods or GoFundMe's or raise money, for sisters, and I have to, I'm one of those. I was one of those where, the community had to come in and help, first, because of some situations that myself and my family were involved in. And so, one of my goals for my family is to leave a legacy of wealth, to leave a legacy, so that, inshallah, bismillah, they have residual income constantly coming in, that as long as they are plugged in, paying the minimum of $60 or $65 a month, that all of the work that I will have done in creating and helping other business partners to become business owners in this opportunity, that in any travel that they do, that they will always receive the benefit of the commissions from that work. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I have seen, like I said, I'm a world traveler. Alhamdulillah, Allahumma barik. I have seen where the community came in and came to the aid of a sister who became a widow. Um, Alhamdulillah, Allahumma barik. I saw it myself, so I know it exists. And you see that more, in the Muslim lands than you do here in the States. There are pockets of that, you know. Um, but for the most part, especially the Black American, unfortunately, we're often left out of these opportunities, to be taken care of in such a way. Qadar Allah ma shafa. Hence, like I said, the GoFundMe's, the launch goods, and things of this nature, or sisters going, pleading her case to the different masajid, for assistance, or the nonprofit organizations, right? And so we want to stop that. It is our obligation as parents to be able to leave a legacy to our offspring, and this is one way in which you can do that. Inshallah, b'idhnillah. So I don't know if any of you all have given thought to becoming a travel business owner or a travel agent. But if that be the case, we are having tomorrow, inshallah, Money Making Monday. And, you are welcome to join to see the whole presentation as it relates to, what the business is, and what, how to get started, what it entails, and things of this nature. Because all you really need is what we're using right now, our cell phones and the internet. That's it. You don't need a high school diploma. You don't need a degree. You don't need a certificate. Okay. Just your phone and the internet. And many of you all already, you act as travel agents anyway, when you're planning on, visiting family or friends or going on a vacation, right? You use Google. Everybody uses Google, and some of these other flights. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. And for those of you who are not following me, I do request the follow. Why? Because I am trying to grow this account to 10K, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. And so your follow will help to increase, the chances of me getting to that. And why is that so important for those of you that don't know? It's important because as it stands, for those of us here in America right now, anyway, we could get paid. Those who are at the 10K or above mark receives monies, whether they have a TikTok shop or not. Thank you so much for the follow. They receive monies from TikTok directly. And so I'm aspiring to be a just like I say here of my name here, multiple income strategist. I want to have multiple income streams, inshallah, bithillah. So that is why, I in particular am trying to grow this account to 10K so that, again, TikTok can pay me. Eventually, inshallah, I pray that they will invite me to have a shop on this channel as well. And that will be another stream. So my travel is a stream. Trucking industry, maybe. I don't understand where you're going with that. Now, I will say this while I wait for you to type. So for those of you that are in the trucking industry, we know that you travel, right? You travel to get to your truck. You once you taking care of the load that you have, you travel to wherever you're traveling to, right? Or you're staying in hotels and things of this nature. We have many brothers who are truck drivers that are involved in this business and reaping the benefits of all of the travel that they do within that industry, both inside of it and outside of it, right? For those of you who are sports buffs, and want to get tickets to some professional basketball, football, baseball games, that is part of our vendors, suppliers, you know, also, for those of you who like plays, those of you who like to go to theme parks, that is also part of being um, our industry. And the travel industry is $9 billion. Nine. No, excuse me, trillion. It's not even billion. It's trillion. It's a $9 trillion industry. And when it comes to searches, it is the most widely searched term. Okay. So this is why you might want to consider, would you be interested in that, as I am in school and would be bootstrapping for funding in a few years to start my own company. So I already have some things going on as it relates to the trucking industry. The only interest I have at this point would be, partnering with truck drivers who want to be a part of this, the travel industry, to, like I said, to help them save money on the travel that they do between their loads, wherever they stay, as it relates to the hotels, and whatever else that entails, on the ins and outs of that. And may Allah give you tawfiq, brother. I mean, but if any of you all might be interested in at least, seeing the opportunity in its entirety, so that for those of you that are Muslim, perhaps you would, and I encourage and advise that you make istikhara, and so that you have a more informed istikhara. I would think that this would be something that I would look into further, by, even if it's not something that you want to do or foresee yourself doing, make an educated no. If your answer is no, make an educated no. What does that mean? Come to our Money Making Monday tomorrow. Okay. Get that information. I believe it's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I will get that information to you so that you can join. So anyone that's interested, be sure to message me that you would like to attend Money Making Monday so that I can give you that information, inshallah. So I wanted to just share that much with you all. And I wanted to go ahead and get off because I want to have enough time to prepare for the next live. I'm doing 3 lives in a row. Inshallah. So my biggest thing is getting halal loans. You might want to consider investors, as inshallah, so you can, get away from that. I don't know who but the trucking industry is very lucrative. That is also a $1 trillion industry, and so I would look to see if there would be any people that would be willing to be an investor. Do you get hate within a comment viewers? Every now and then, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Now that I see you have the laughing, I don't know what you meant by that. I guess I didn't understand. Or maybe you're making a joke. I don't know. But the world, the world once was wearing a mask. Some people are still wearing them because of COVID. So just saying. Okay. And thank you so much for the heart. I saw that. Thank you. Again, if you are not following me, I do request the follow so that I can grow this account to 10K, inshallah, bismillah. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off here so I have a few moments to prepare for the next live. So the next live, let's see. The next live will be on Radia's Real Talk. So if you're not following that account here on TikTok, you might want to. So we're going to be talking about how do you treat your neighbors, your guests. neighbor's guest. So, and that should be an interesting conversation, inshallah. So I want to thank you all so much for joining. And again, if by chance you or you know someone that's interested in possibly becoming a travel agent, independent travel agent, or travel business owner, we are having Money Making Monday tomorrow night. Let's see, how can I do this? Let me see. Okay, here we go. That would be right here. Raya's Real Talk. Did I spell that right? Yeah. Yeah. And then actually I'm getting ready to get off, but you can send me a message if you like. Inshallah, because I have another live to prepare for, inshallah. So I want to thank everybody for joining. And again, if you would like more information on becoming a travel business owner, I find you live. Arena. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, and so what I typed in the comments, that's where I'm getting ready to go live again. So I've got 2 lives. This one that's coming up next, and then one that will follow that one. So you can play Follow the Leader tonight, inshallah. Thank you so much for the hearts, alhamdulillah. Yeah. I'm, like I said, you missed it. I was saying, the desire and is to become a multiple income stream earner. So I have multiple businesses. Alhamdulillah, Allahumma barik. So inshallah, I'm going to get off here so that I can set things up for the next live, inshallah. Again, that is on Radia's Real Talk. Allahumma barik. Now, okay. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. Ameen. And as I always say, be resilient, inshallah, and have a good rest of your night, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. For those of you that that aren't going to follow us to the next live, inshallah. Okay.